Hey friends, welcome back to the sewing chapter. So happy to have you here again this week, and this week we're doing something a little bit different. Actually, this is completely different because, well, I've never been to Epic Universe before. It's a brand new park in Orlando, Florida. Myself, my husband, and our 8-year-old daughter are going to go this next Thursday, so basically 1 week from yesterday, and it's gonna be a complete surprise to the 8-year-old. We're gonna pick her up from school and just take her, and we're gonna stay in the brand new Helios Hotel that overlooks the park, and I'm just super excited. And what better way to feed that excitement and keep it alive than to sew some outfits to wear at the theme park? Yep, that's what I'm doing. Real quick, before we get started, if you're enjoying this content, please give me a thumbs up, go ahead and subscribe and hit your notification bell so you don't miss any of the future content. I really enjoy creating this for you, and it's great to see this channel start to grow. As a brand new creator, every subscribe makes a big difference. Coincidentally, today I do have my Mischief Managed mug. That is a universal theme park theme. The Ministry of Magic is there, and we're really excited about the Nintendo world. My husband loves to play video games, so I decided to go with a Nintendo theme. So I'm going to be dressed in a Rosalina-inspired dress. My 8-year-old's going to be in a Peach-inspired dress, and I'm going to come up with a low-key look for Mario for my husband, who has already very clearly stated he will never be caught in overalls, ever. So let's talk about the planning process that I've gone through with these outfits. First of all, I'm going to show you some of the designs that I sketched on my handy dandy Kindle Scribe. I love this thing. It's great for jotting down ideas. You can sketch, you can write, and I have tons of notebooks on here with all different kinds of ideas. Epic Universe outfits. Princess Peach for Ophelia. So this was my first design for Ophelia, and it's really cute. It has short puff sleeves with a collar that would be that dark pink color, and this little, dark pink, I don't know what those are called. If anybody knows what those little things are called, let me know. Anyway, it's a combination of light and dark pink, which basically those are the colors I'm going to be working with for her outfit. In the end, I think I decided this is a little bit too complex for the time I have and for the amount of headache I want to have. I just came off doing a very complicated project, so I decided to go with simple. Before I tell you the direction that I ultimately ended up going in, I'll show you my Rosalina sketch. This is the really rough sketch I made for my Rosalina dress. Some ideas I had. I've sewn a dress with an empire waist, so I figured I could grab that off that pattern and figure it out. But I actually chatted with my good friend ChatGPT. I have a confession to make. I use ChatGPT all the time. I ask it so many questions. Specifically, I really am enjoying using it for sewing, and I'm going to make a whole different video about that. But I asked ChatGPT for suggestions on good patterns to use for these looks. One of the patterns it suggested was the McCall's 7948. And based on that, I sketched out this design. And it basically has a multi-tiered skirt. It has long sleeves with kind of like ruffles, 3/4 sleeves with the ruffles at the bottom. And I was thinking I could add in a collar. And so I brainstormed on this and looked online, and I don't know if you guys get your patterns online or in the shop. Let me know in the comments, but I do like to buy them online because I like to have them forever on my computer and be able to print them out whenever I want. But I waited because it was on sale from like $19 to $13, something like that. And I just waited because I didn't want to spend $13 right that second. And I ended up going into Hobby Lobby like the next day and finding the paper version, and they had a sale, $4.99 for all their patterns. So I grabbed it, and the universe has spoken. That is the pattern I'm going to be using to base my dress and my daughter's dress off of. And I'll just show you a few additional sketches. Here is Mario for Sean. This could not be simpler, I don't think. I have a red t-shirt I got for him, and I'm going to have a white circle, cloth circle, and then a red M in the middle. Easy peasy. And to keep everything simple, I'm going to make my daughter's dress like mine, just smaller, but with the Princess Peach colors, of course. So let's talk for just a minute about more specific plans related to creating these outfits. First of all, I'll show you the fabrics I got briefly. They are these 100% cotton fabrics that were on sale at Hobby Lobby, 40% off. So they only ended up being like $3 a yard. Only thing is they are a bit sheer, and I did not realize that at the store. So I may need to do some kind of lining, or we might need to wear a slip underneath. But the good news is they had so many colors, I was able to get the colors basically that I wanted. So for Rosalind, I'm going to use these colors, mostly the teal color, but this will be for the accents. And for Princess Peach, I have a very pink, bubblegum pink color right here. And then for the accents, I have a darker, almost like a purpley pink, but we're gonna call it dark pink. Hold on. All right, and to top it off, I have a blue gem that will go at the top of the Princess Peach inspired dress, and a yellow button that will go at the top of the blue Rosalind inspired dress. And I may surround this by a star, which is basically what she has. Yellow circle, silver star. Now let's talk about the pattern for a minute. So I've done some research online, I've read some reviews, and I know from personal firsthand experience that often McCall's patterns run quite a bit big because they put a lot of ease into their patterns. One challenge with sizing on this one is on the envelope, they actually only include the finished garment measurements. So that's what I'm going off of, and just kind of instinct. So I'm actually gonna sew up a size 8 muslin, very basic version. I think I'm actually just gonna use the real fabric, but do it really like, I don't know, maybe I'll sew it in at a four stitch length or something, so I can easily take it apart if I need to make adjustments. But I'm going ahead and tracing all size 8 and just the pieces I want to use, but in size 8. And I'm also going to make an adjustment based on some inspiration I read online. I'm going to use the skirt piece from View B, but I'm not going to do the pleats. I'm going to do gathering, and then I'm going to use, I think, this bottom piece from View D and C. So I think that's the combination of pieces I'm going to be using. And I also think I might add a little lace trim. We'll see. For fitting this to my daughter, my plan is to hack the pattern and adjust it accordingly. That will require some exploration and some learning of maybe some new skills, which I love to do. And for my husband, it's like I said, I think it's going to be pretty simple. So let's take a second to talk about timeline. Time is of the essence, I guess. But I don't want to stress out about this. Like I said, I just came off of a kind of intense project, and I don't want to stress myself out. This whole channel is supposed to be about cozy sewing, and I would rather have cozy sewing than stressed out sewing, wouldn't you? But timeline, some goals. So my goal for this project is to have my dress finished by Monday afternoon. I would like to have my daughter's dress finished by Tuesday evening, and then Wednesday I'd like to be working on my husband's cool Mario inspired shirt. So I'll have them all done in time for Thursday morning when we take off on our adventure to the brand new epic theme park at Universal Studios. So wish me luck. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for tuning into this video where I chatted about all my plans for this neat, exciting project and trip. Stay tuned for the next one. You can watch me as I make the Rosalina inspired dress that I will be wearing. See you next time.